Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Polk, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into the topic. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
I know you see it. What you doing, man?
Yo.
What you chomping on, Joey? Conference play? Joey skills? Joey, you heard? Nah, you showing up with snacks? Glazed? You call them pecans or pecans?
Pecans, man. Listen, man. Pecans, man.
You might be fancy out here in these streets, man. I don't know.
Like caramel. People say caramel. It's caramel. It's too easy.
You're right. Yo, one time to poke me. You know what I'm saying? One time for poke, let me show the shirt. Got your boy standing up. I'm saying this shit is fire, dog. I love this shirt, man. Shout out to Poke for creating that, man. Shout out to Poke, man. You know what I'm saying?
What? Right?
YouHeardPodcast.com/merch. Let me show y'all what's popping, where to go to.
Yeah,
right
here. Was both rocking the white one at the game Saturday.
Yeah, that's why I got the green one. I didn't want to wear the exact same shirt that we that Poke created. Right there, one more time. Scan the QR code, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Already got 30 people, and the number keeps climbing in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. As Joey eats some pecans. You know what I mean? Let's see. We got Kubicha in the building. I said it. Brian in the building. Juan Manuel. Got Jacoby in the building. Got Last Kings. Rocky already here. Jay Singh was here before we were.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? See Smooth in the building. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. What's going on, Pecan Joey? How you doing, brother?
It's time for real football.
Ah, man.
That's what it is.
Now it's real, fam.
Real.
Yo, shout out to Cafecito and Canes, man. Had you on the show last night. Y'all were chopping it up.
Man,
please go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Please go check that out. Great conversation. Let's see what we got here. All right, Juan Manuel always with the questions. You already know. You heard family, Ben and Joy. Are we on pins and needles? Shout out to the emojis. Virginia Tech on a Friday night with a so-called elite, banged up QB, mediocre O-line. See safety by Rutgers comment on a 6-day rest. The 6-day rest is weird because they had a couple extra hours, right? They had a noon game against Rutgers. So, you know what I'm saying? We got back probably way after midnight, probably 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from Tampa and probably went right to work. So, no excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? It's AC, it's conference play. Now it was real. That was cool with a little preseason. It's time. It's time, man. Jacoby says, hit that like button, pack the rock. We will very likely, right now, it's up in there, but very likely 3 out of the 4 of us will be in the building. We'll see how that goes. You know, weather permitting. We are a little further north.
Poke is going regardless. He don't care if it's a cyclone. He don't care if it's the ice age. Zombies. He don't care. He's going, son. Yeah.
Zombies. You know what I'm saying? A tidal wave. He will be there. Mm-hmm. All right, man. First, I know we said this already in the chat when we were talking about the topics, but I actually want to start with this, just because of your personal interaction with this coach in the past, man. When you watch the Coach Guidugli press conference on Monday, right? What do you take away from that as a person who played football, whose sons play football? You know what I'm saying? Who has a love for this game that most people can possibly understand. And what do you get from that kind of presser with Coach Guidugli?
Salute to Coach Guidugli, man, and the whole staff. Just a wealth of knowledge. He's been around. You could tell he's been around. He's been in different systems. You could tell he's seen it all. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't. I don't think offensively you can show him anything he hasn't seen. You know what I mean? So he's well versed in defensive football and football, period. He's a hell of a teacher. And he gets through to the young men, man, and you can tell this is the second year of the defense. And we mentioned preseason that the second year in his defense is usually when you see the biggest jump. And we're seeing that right now. He has healthy players. He has depth. Like it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna get fun. It's gonna get more fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. It was. We talked about it yesterday when I hit you up. He just seems like a person that you just want to like talk to, and you know what I'm saying, and just like pick his brain on everything. Like you can have a conversation with him for hours, and he's teaching you about football, but also teaching you about life. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I see Jacoby with the Dawson comment, and we'll talk about Dawson in a minute. But yeah, man, it's just he has this persona where it's right where you can see the energy without having to scream. You know what I mean? Like somebody like you go like that rah shit. Like he's just like, look, man, let me tell you why this is important. This guy made the mistake, but this guy didn't. It was actually my call. That was like that ownership and that accountability. It shows that you're willing to work with your players. You know what I'm saying? Like because as a teacher, right? You just look at it as a teacher. It was like, oh, that teacher does. If that teacher messes up, they call themselves out on their own shit. That gains you trust with your team. Whereas not just, hey, it was your fault. You weren't in the right place. Like, nah, man, I should have called you to be in this position when you should have been on the outside. I put you in. That was my fault. Even if it wasn't, right? Like you just take like, oh, look, I can fuck. I'm human. I fuck up too. You know. So, yeah.
Throughout
man,
my years, man, I've noticed that type of style is more successful to me than the yelling rah-rah style. You know, there's discipline. Like people may think Nick Saban is a yeller. He's not. He's a teacher. You know what I mean? So the more prepared you are, the more comfortable you are. Think about if you have a test and you know all the answers before you walk into the room. Like you're gonna walk in that bitch cocky, strutting, pointing at them. Hey, what up, y'all? Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Y'all good? Y'all good?
Good.
I'm saying you standing up, you standing up to sharpen your pencil with the freshest kicks. Like, I'm ready for this shit. What you want?
How y'all feeling? Yeah. So
everybody good? Yeah.
That's how the players, you know, walk into the game. You know what I mean? We've been grinding on Green Tree. We've been in the film room, and we have a coach who teaches us, you know, and we can learn from what he's teaching us. Yep. Man, listen, we walking in the game Saturday, Friday, Thursday night. Like, man, please. We're about to see this, and this. We're about to see, we practiced against it. He did it just like we practiced, fam. Yep. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Let's get some of these comments, man. Rocky says this squad plays pissed off. They play for each other, man. And that's the other thing, is like they call themselves out because they're embodying their coach, right? Like they call themselves like, look, some players got selfish on messed up calls. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was wrong with this, that, and the third. But yeah, man, it's just
Cam Ward. Yo, have you talked to your cousin? I don't know. I don't even know.
Who? I got he goes, yo, I got a cousin? I don't know him. Who?
He said he already know. He already know what it is.
Nah, he knows what it is.
We ain't talking.
It's business.
My gosh, man. I love that shit.
I watch shout out first off, shout out to Grant. Shout out to Anthony Grant. Y'all ain't following him. I don't know what y'all doing. Shout out to him for cutting that clip. Then I watched the whole he's the reason, like legit. Like he's the reason why and I told you, right, like why I'm so calm about this. Besides like the therapy podcast that you and I have had when you know what I'm saying, when we're working through the triggering shit of what we've been through with this team in the past, aka the PTSD of it. But fam, his focus, and I keep telling y'all, man, I know I like to repeat myself sometimes because like I really wanted to sink in when people have narratives. Like, yes, the NIL and all that other shit, right? Everybody want to factor that in, but fam, like he could have gone to the league, bet on himself, and been on a roster, right? He goes, nah, I'm gonna show y'all why I should have been higher. and came like had that belief in himself. And look, we've met his family. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times in that weekend, we met him. You could see he's just who he is. Like he's not faking that shit for the cameras. He's not trying to be cool. He can't. When he came, we were just talking about fishing and some regular shit. Like he's just like, and he had just finished practice before his debut to Hurricanes Nation. You know what I'm saying? For most people, like, yo, hey man, what's going on? And be all ha 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 and hyper and shit. Like he was just a regular dude, and he was that in Florida at Florida. He was that at his opening game of the Heart. He's just that. That's who he is. So, fam, when that lady's asking the question, he's just like, I don't know who the fuck who.
So his facial expression changed. It got so serious.
That energy was
like,
a killer.
No,
he's like, nah,
nope.
Nah.
Nope.
It's like when somebody goes, yo, you still talk to old boy? Nah, I don't know who the fuck you talking. I don't even know that person. Name is a complete blank.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. If you've seen the podcast with him, Shador and Kyron, he told him what he was going to do when they played. Yeah, fam.
He said, "Ain't no talking that week. Ain't no talking that week, man. I highlight you."
Ain't nothing to say. Yeah. Ain't nothing to say. They'll hug up and hang out after, but ain't no talking that day. None of it. None of it. Let's see what we got here. Cam is an OG, K mentality, wise for damn sure. Confidence, swag is what the OGs had. He just looks prepared. Like that's where he gets the confidence from. Like that's all the OGs just didn't show up on Saturdays because they knew they watched tape. They outworked you when you thought you were working. So that's what it is. Let's see. Juan Manuel asks, will Dawson unleash Lofton, JoJo traded, and Chris Johnson? Chris Johnson will kill teams on wheel routes. Walt linebacker safety can deal with Johnson. That's you right there, Joey. You all offense all the time. What you think?
Yeah, man. I hope so. Cam, we got to see Cam. You know, he threw that noodle up to Chris Johnson, man. Chris Johnson was wide open. He couldn't get it there. He couldn't get it there. So I got to see, you know, if Cam got the arm that we think he has, man, because you can't out throw Chris Johnson. You know what I mean? So he got to get it out there.
If we gonna have critiques, because we keep it a buck, that's two down that hash. There was one that he should have had. There's two down that hash that have been underthrown.
Yeah. No doubt. So he gotta show, you know, he gotta show that, man. He owes him that because he beat as soon as Chris Johnson went in motion. I'm sitting there like, yeah. I'm sitting there like,
I'm watching it. So you're watching it in the building, right? And I'm watching. I was like, oh, that's 6. I already knew what was coming when I was like, yo, that's it. Can't nobody on that side of the ball against. I don't think any team we play hang with 2-4 on a go route. You can't do it. You can't stick with him. You got to jam him at the line. And he's coming in motion, so you can't jam him.
Yep.
So, that was like, that's 6. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit.
Yeah, but I think, you know, they'll be sprinkled in like they've been sprinkled in. Lofton has his role. You know what I mean? Yep. He has his role. JoJo, you know, he's just a young dude, man. The receivers are playing well, so it's not like, you know, you have to bring him in. He's a young dude. Hopefully he'll get, if he's in the game and getting snaps, that means we blowing him out. So hopefully that's the case, you know.
You know, and you know what I was thinking about this, right? Like when they say like, oh, you need to start Jordan Lyle, or like, you know what I'm saying, calling out like, oh, bring out the young boys. Like they have a role carved out for themselves. Jordan Lyle, I think, is the leading rusher on the team. Obviously, almost had that 91-yard rush. But you look at the stats, like it's, I think, 3 to 4 players averaging over 4.4, 4.5 yards per carry. Right? Like, yeah, we're not running a lot, but we're running effectively, right? So you bring, like, the crazy thing about Lofton is he's going to play in games that are meaningful because the staff trusts him. That's already been shown, right? Absolutely. But you like, all right, we got a game plan for Arroyo. We got a game plan for Riley. Then there's this 6'2", there's this 6'2" tight end, right? That can run past you on an easy screen that you might not see, or you might see a couple plays that might cook you for 60 yards on 3 catches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how do you, like, just on tight ends alone, right? And then you go with the wide receivers. Oh, we need to play JoJo. So do you take off George, who's cooking? Do you take off X, you take off Sam, who just showed you on a 76-yard bomb? You know what I mean? You're gonna take off the developmental freak of
Yeah.
Zay Horton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna take one of those guys out for him, and you still got Ray. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's working his way into that rotation. And I'm just
Yeah.
telling you the top 4.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like,
And we also have to be mindful that it's conference play now. Like, it's not the preseason. Like, keeping it up, but your roster kind of shortens a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
It shrinks a little bit now. They've seen through the first 4 games who can do what. So a lot of cats are solidified or whatever, and the young guys who are playing will continue to get a role, but kind of shrinks up a little bit now, man. It ain't, everybody get to play right now, So.
Yeah. Byron says, I think they show a more diverse run game if the weather is bad.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the weather should be clear. Hopefully the weather should be clear in South Florida. North Florida should be getting, kind of hammered with that. But hopefully South Florida's cleared out and they get a nice game, because I do want to see the run game, you know what I mean? But man, I want to see Cam Cook if I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm keeping it a buck, I don't want to see Emerald, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go there to like see Emerald, and Emerald's like, I gotta hand it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the O-line's cooking, man. Like, what do you do? The real reason players aren't slagging and seeing Jacoby playing, even though he has nagging injuries, is because he sees Horton and JoJo in his spot in the rotation is not cemented. Nobody's cemented.
Yeah, nobody's safe.
That's how it's
for probably one person.
One, and they wear number 1, like on both sides. They on both sides, because it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Let's see. Keep y'all eye out for Arroyo the rest of the season. Oh, fam, he's been locked in. He's a problem, bro. I'm so glad, Joe. You've been talking about Arroyo as long as I've known you from his high school tape, and he's finally healthy.
Shit.
And he's finally
I
healthy.
Seen that tape, I was like, listen, fam, because he was playing tight end in high school, and he was like the receiver, man. He was out there in the slot. He was wide. I was like, listen, this dude is. Yeah.
He got play as a freshman, and then just injury after injury. It felt like, because like those injuries kind of happen at that weird age, because like his body's growing into something else, like that transition period where like who he was when he got here in 2020 and the size that he is now is crazy. So that development shit is wild, man.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think and to your point, Juan. I think I like saying Juan. To your point, I think the offense. There's gonna be some different things. I think it's gonna expand now. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna see more just a tighter offense, man. I think it's gonna expand. I think it's gonna be more variations. I think the bag is gonna open up a little bit. You know what I mean? If you got a zip lock, I think they're gonna open up about a quarter of that to release some of the freshness.
With the zip lock, just break. Yeah. To break this down in the stupid way that I do sometimes, you gonna have the zip lock with the little tab at the top. You know what I'm saying? Or the one
definitely with the tab that you can pull. So you're gonna pull it about a quarter right now. And then as we move forward through Cal and Louisville and all that, then we get to half. And then for Tallahassee, it's probably open.
Dump that bitch out.
It's probably
shake it, check in there.
Yeah.
Come on. Still some you open everything. And I'm gonna say it again. I said it on my Twitter, yo. That's the game where they bust out the black. That's the game I've been telling you all for weeks.
But fucking with Florida State, it may not be a night game. You know what I mean? Rocking with them.
It may be on ESPN News.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
At 10 a.m. son. They might play it at 10 a.m.
It might be on during like game day, so like nobody knows what happened to them because they only score 9 points a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Florida State continue to look like they looking, man. You know what I mean?
Dawson definitely finna get in his bag for conference play. Yeah,
absolutely. I think so.
Bama King says on CW. It's gonna be on some shit that like, yo, everybody's gonna be tweeting. What channel is it on? Hey man, it's on the Ocho. It's on the Ocho. You gotta control alt, delete some shit, carry the 2. Try to get in there, man. A couple of our freshmen not playing because of academics reasons. Is that true, fellas? Haven't heard.
Yeah, we wouldn't discuss that if we knew.
Even if we knew, we wouldn't tell you. We're not that we're not that show. There's other shows that try to break news. We don't do that shit here. If we knew that, which we don't, we have no idea.
Yeah, that's their business.
My guy says Sunshine Network. Shout out to a throwback. That's what it used to be on fam. Like the games when they would play like Charleston Southern would be on Sunshine Network. Crazy. Oh, Sunshine Network. It'd be on local television. Before it was wild. All right, man. Let's see what we got here. All right. So that was Guidugli. All right, man. So let's break this down in reverse. So Friday expectations, man. If we're able to get there, obviously we'll be watching that shit regardless. What are you? So before we'll get to the predictions at the end of the show, what are your expectations as far as defense? Right, with Coach Guidugli, we talked about his press conference. What do you think are some keys to stopping what Virginia Tech got coming in?
Yeah, so he's gonna do what he always does as far as just studying and knowing what plays they like to run. And he's gonna stop those plays, basically. So, like, I don't know. I think they're dealing with a lot of injuries. I think there's a couple of injuries on the O-line. I know Kyron Drones is a little hobble. They're gonna lean on the run game, man. They got good running back. They have a good running game. You know what I mean? Little Tootin. You know, he back there. Yeah, I think he's like leading the ACC in rushing, maybe. He's up there, you know, so they're gonna lean on the run game, man. That's their strength, you know. So they're gonna lean on the run game, and in any game, you got to stop the run first. You have to. That's the rule. You got to stop the run first and make them one-dimensional. And I think we'll do that early and often. And then, you know, they're gonna have to rely on Kyron Drones passing the ball, and then that's kind of our wheelhouse. Because now the front four gets to pin their ears back and do what they do. So and if Ruben Bain is back,
getting rotated in. So as far as their rush offense, they are. So I wrote down the stats per NCAA.com. They're 47th in the country, average about 189 yards a game. So that's kind of as far as
decent.
They're kind of balanced, but as far as their offense for passing. They're 98th in the country, 191 yards per game. If you want to know where Miami is, they're on page 1 of NCAA.com.
On everything. They're on page 1 for everything.
For everything. There's honestly not much you got to go like, oh, let me hit this next arrow to find where the Canes are on both sides of the ball. They're top 30, top 45 in almost every category, and a lot of them are top 5. But yeah, man, like I watched a little bit of the Rutgers condensed game. Yo, shout out to the ACC for that though, because their condensed games are beautiful,
lifesavers, son. Yes, I love them.
I don't got look. I'm gonna keep it. I watch a lot of other schools table because we do the show. I'm not giving another school 3 hours, fam.
You wouldn't be.
I'm not giving. I don't, fam. I don't got 3 hours to watch another school. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna watch those condensed games and see what they're doing. I did have the Kyron Drones safety on replay because I still don't understand how. Like that's not even a glitch on College Football 25. Like I don't. That's some other shit.
Maybe Madden.
Maybe like early Madden.
Be wilding.
Yeah, maybe like early Madden when it was like, you know what I'm saying, it was like boxy players and shit like that. It was, Let's see. Ryland, the defensive end, right? Ryland versus our Earl or something to watch.
Yeah. I think it's a challenge. I think it's going to be a challenge, man. I think it's going to be a challenge because their D-line and their linebackers are banged up too. But I think it's going to be a challenge, man. I think the O-line, the way this team is constructed, I think whoever on the O-line hears that. I think they hear that, man, and they like, all right,
Joe,
we're gonna see.
I got a
up.
question. I got a question. I haven't heard nobody say it. If somebody else has said it, I ain't watch it. So I apologize. There is a certain lineman coming back this week, right? Jalen Rivers possibly coming back. Nothing's been 100%. We won't know till game time. Yada yada. We're kind of hurting at that left guard spot currently. Matt McCoy's doing his thing, right? McCoy's doing his thing. Do you push in?
No.
Okay. Right, not even gonna humor me and let me finish the question.
But we talked about that
Previously.
throughout the beginning of the year. Yeah. But now I think it's too late now.
But to solidify that left guard spot.
What's wrong with the left guard? Who's saying it's hurting?
No, I'm not saying it's hurting, but I'm just saying like there would the depth would be because you keep Markel. I'm just throwing. Look, I'm just
Matt McCoy doing this thing, man. Matt McCoy's doing
it, but I'm just saying, do you give Jalen the inside and keep Markel and like have your best five?
And then you move McCoy out? Nah, why?
I'm not. It's not personal. I'm just saying like my best five, fam. Like this is my.
What I'm asking is why is McCoy not in your best five? He's been playing left guard. And he's been doing this thing at left guard.
Because I kind of want to see Jalen at left. Me personally, selfishly, I'm not saying they need to do this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like I would want to see what that looks like, right? Like if that's your best, that's all I'm saying. I'm fantasy drafting right now, man.
Cute, but we ain't.
Okay, you don't have to say like that though. You could have been like, oh, it's not. It's cute. It's like, oh, he's got a nice personality. The fuck. Nah, that's cool. Nah, that's cool, man. What up, Ralph? We're in the building. Cristoforo Santino. Hey, Cristoforo, you got to be Italian, right, with that first name. 904, this squad is far from fool's gold. Let's see what we talk about. The only thing Miami has succeeded at doing thus far is assert themselves up to be laughed at even harder by college football world if they don't succeed. I'm glad you brought this up. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this for a second. Miami still has a lot to prove.
No, Jesus.
Can we talk about I don't want to call it PTSD because it's not PTSD because it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not to that level. But can we stop? It could be as if you're a sports fan, right? Like there's grades to it. Like there's some actual versions of PTSD. We're just being dramatic because our teams hurt our feelings and shit on Saturdays. But I think, and not for this isn't at you, but you bring up a point that I've seen. There's a lot of people that are looking at this game through 2023's eyes, right? Oh, this is our first game we're playing at home. Oh my God, we're playing like the weird similarities on like the weird like you ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia shit, like that meme where Charlie's like putting all these like different strings together to like tie some conspiracy. Oh, that's why I don't want them to wear black because they're playing another tech school and fam. Every game is his own beast. Every single game, every single Friday or Saturday. Nothing they've done has been to the level of like it's fool's gold. Like X worked his ass off to become one of the best slot receivers in the country, and he did this last year with a guy who turned the ball over. And X got better every year. Zay Horton has gotten better every year. Like these aren't guys that like just popped up and came in from nowhere. They've been here working their asses off, trying to get better. Yes, we sprinkled this some portal pieces, but you have to look at the little things, which is what I always tell y'all about since the season started. The engagement and the locked in of the team, you can see it. Like if a guy misses a tackle, there's another guy right there. In the past, that guy wouldn't be there. No, my motherfucker might not be on screen. Like there might not be, that safety might not be there backing them up. They're on the string and they're tied in together, and they're not there. So none of four, they're not setting themselves up to be laughed at because going undefeated is damn near impossible, right? It's a Herculean task to do. We expect them to do that because we're looking at this team versus our answers versus another team's questions, right? Like how Joey said. So those things are a factor. Like you can't bring in who they've been to what they're going to be, because that's not assessing this team correctly. Because you're looking at it like, oh, here we go again. Like I've seen that throughout the shit. We're like, oh, but we saw they were 4-0 last year. fam, they kind of weren't all good last year in that 4-0. Besides that, even in the Texas A&M game, they started that game shit in that first quarter. Right? Like they played their if we go back and look at that first four from last year, it wasn't like they played Georgia 1 week. You know what I mean? They played 3 ants and Texas A&M. So it wasn't that. And they're having fun, man. Like, don't just be ready for that other shoe to drop, because then that's all you're gonna be looking for. You can't even enjoy this shit. Like, you can't enjoy what they've done. We're going into the real shit. This is when it really fucking counts. But to not have enjoyed what they just did, like, y'all motherfuckers remember Central Michigan? Like, y'all act like, you know what I'm saying, App State? Like, y'all act like tough struggles against G5s didn't just happen. We played 2 G5s and beat them 112-15. Like, we struggled against
time.
Like, people lost. Notre Dame lost to NIU. James Madison dog walked North Carolina, and we're all like, you better get ready to fail. The fuck?
Right.
Why am I watching sports then? Why am I watching Saturdays and started the show about this shit? Come on, man. Like, let's work past that, fam. Let's let that, like, sage yourself, you know what I'm saying? Do a cleanse, drink some prune juice, and let that shit go. Because y'all still waiting for them old demons to come back. Like, you're almost wishing it, and that's unnecessary, dog. Like, it just again, let it go. Yes, Virginia Tech is gonna be but I'm saying all that shit of like, well, you gotta wait. But see, this is gonna happen. No, man, no, it's not. Like, other shit happens. It's football. The other teams get paid too. You know what I'm saying? And they want to beat us, and just like we want to beat them. All right, I'm good.
They proved, Miami has a lot to prove. Definitely, we know that. And to everybody saying in the comments about the schedule, right? These schedules are made a long time in advance, like 3-4 years in advance,
at least.
And the schedule is the schedule. Ole Miss, who's ranked ahead of us, they played Furman, Middle Tennessee State, Wake Forest, and Georgia Southern. That's their 4, right? Like, what are we talking? Like, you have to beat, and they beat their ass like you're supposed to do. All you can do is that. That's all you can do, man.
That's it.
There's nothing else you can do. So, that's just what it is, man. Like, it's if you're looking at this team and you can't see it's different, then there's something we can't help that.
Need a new prescription, maybe. Yeah, I mean, you can see the change in it last year, like a true freshman quarterback at Florida State. We lost, right? But you're in a dogfight with the best team in the ACC. We knew what was coming, but you know what I'm saying? Like, those trends start to happen, and it was an incredibly young team with crazy injuries on the defensive line. We did get a dono real quick. Shout out to Bob Leach, aka Dark Wolf. Love you guys. Cam was an all best Kane season in 20 years. He's absolutely balling, bro. Like, it's
we have to enjoy it, man. Let's enjoy it. And because I'm even killed, man. It is what it is. It's gonna go either way. You know what I mean? We either gonna win, we gonna lose. But the way it looks, and I've said it before, and we've all said it, it has to look a certain way. Always point to 2017. 2017, we were excited, man. You know what I mean? We went to the ACC championship. Me going into that championship, I'm like, we're going to get our ass beat. I don't know. It wasn't a good look. You know what I mean? Like,
facts.
I was there because it was in Charlotte, and I was here. You know what I mean? But I didn't expect that win to happen in 2017. But this year looks a little different this year, man. It looks a little different.
It does look a little different, man. Let's see what we got here. That's a response to Juan Manuel says 64 at guard, 70 at left tackle. Yeah, it's Marcus. I'm saying, like, it was just Joe poo-pooed that right away. He said no, but it was just, you know what I'm saying, a brainstorming idea. Anthony Mazzano in the building. Join Bennett. Big Ant. Joey, man, with how the team is performing at the beginning of the season, are you going to be worried that with like the past 2 seasons we lose again when we're not supposed to? There's always every Saturday, every time you line up till the clock strikes 0, there's a possibility, man. 100%. Like I don't go about this shit arrogantly or obscure like, oh no, we're winning every game by 100. No, man. Any given day, it can happen 100%. But what we're saying is you have to limit those possibilities with how you build your team. And we're saying, Joey said it. Joe drank Kool-Aid on this fucking show. It's starting to look a certain way, right? Like, again, in the past, we would struggle against South Florida, right? Like, that would be a dogfight to the motherfucking end that we may or may not lose. Motherfucker, we lost to FIU, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those things have happened. Those games this season got handled is all it is. That was a fun preseason. And Joey's now we get in our bag. Now we figure it out. Now Joey doesn't drink. Just to want to Joey does not partake.
Not the hard stuff, man. Not the hard stuff.
Yeah. Says Benny, any news on the weather will impact Friday's game? We are expecting a tropical storm conditions down in the Florida Keys tomorrow. Yeah, man, y'all supposed to get hit. I'm surprised y'all not getting some bans now. Quick weather report on the You Heard Weather Channel. Yeah, man, it's gonna cover the whole state, but it should be well north of that. The storm, I think it's Hurricane Helene, should be well north of that by game time Friday night. But yeah, so it should be like North Florida and like into Georgia by game time. So we'll probably get some bans and shit, but shouldn't be nothing crazy. And I'm gonna get some bad weather tomorrow too. So we'll figure it out. It'll be all good. Nothing crazy. See, Juan Manuel has been enjoyed. What were your preseason predictions? Some people has we had 12-0. Yep. Joey and myself.
we switched it up. We were talking a little earlier, but we switched it up as the season. Because really, man, like we said, just looking at the opposition, looking at the schedule, and looking at the questions Miami had versus the questions everybody else had, and Miami has less questions than everybody. Like, just keep it up.
Joe, if we're doing like a quick 4-game recap, Miami has less questions than we even thought had, you know what I'm saying, going into the season. Like, there's still something.
I still have the secondary question because I definitely want to see. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I want to see. Like, Louisville to me is the real.
That's the circle. Test. That's the circle one.
That's the real test. Everybody else, like, I'm not a Haynes King guy. Like, everybody think Haynes King is nice. Decent, but not enough to move the needle, for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, 904. It wasn't the rant in the comment. Wasn't it true? I've just seen it a lot on social media, man. We're like, yo, we were this last year, so we got that. We have to start letting go of that mentality. Like, and this isn't like you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to let that go because we have to look at each game for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team, the roster's been turned over, and yes, the roster looks better on these teams. Like, it's that growth and that development of the guys who have been here. That's the metric you need to look at. Look at what X was when he got here, to look at the absolute freak of nature that he is now, that he's doing fades on motherfuckers and putting their hand down because they're too small. And the thing is, X works like that every practice. That's who he is. Like, that's nothing new to what, you know what I'm saying, to what he does, man. Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna put a green screen up and show y'all the weather patterns, but I didn't have time, so I just kept my normal background. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to West 2 News in my area. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what the storm is gonna be like. All right, so Rocky says storm will be in Atlanta.
Well north by then, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, y'all getting some weather. All right, so Benny, I'm not sure if you agree with this, but the Hurricanes are built like an SEC team or a Big Ten team. On the lines of scrimmage, we're just playing in the ACC. It's getting there. I mean, Josh Pate said it. So he travels the fucking country and gets to see every staff and every roster up close. So
that's the goal. That's the goal of the head coach. That's the goal of Coach Cristobal, man. He said that. He want to bring in aliens, unrecognizable dudes. And you have to do that. and that was his goal all along, man. He's been at Alabama, he knows what it's supposed to look like, and that's the advantage to me of having an O-line as a O-lineman as a head coach, and a crazy recruiter. He's going to make sure the trenches are right first, and that's how you build a team, inside out.
This is a good shout right here. James Jackson.
Wow.
James Jackson, dog.
Wow.
James Jackson. Wow, that's a good throwback there, boy. That's a good James Jackson. He was like, yeah, James Jackson is a good shot. Andrew, our thoughts on the first half of USF are on the Sunday show and also on CB's halftime show. We hated that screen pass. Quick recap: we hated that screen pass, but that show was enraging. But yeah, it was what it was, man. Like
it was
they
sloppy.
grew from that and got
sloppy first half.
It was sloppy.
They
bunch of penalties, slow moving, injuries, but they came out and handled. No, it's all good, Andrew. I got you, man. They came out and handled business. Again, like that's a game where it stays close the whole way, right? Like in previous regimes and previous rosters, like that game stays close in a dogfight the whole way, and that didn't happen.
That was a long ass game, son. That was a long.
Man, that game was so long. Yeah, it felt like CB's halftime show was long. I was like, did they have like a different performance? Did they have somebody come up? You know what I'm saying? They have like Rod Wave out there and do like their halftime show. Like, what's happening? Like that game was long as fuck. Now, not as long as the Cow game next week at 10:30 at night. But we'll talk about that.
We gotta be up, kid.
Naps, son. Naps and some
cafecito. And some cafecito.
Cafecito, man. Nah, man, appreciate it, man. Like, share, subscribe. We do this show every Wednesday and Sunday live, and also available wherever you get your podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Also, we have a merch. This shirt right here was created by one of our members, one of our family members. I got my big brother Poke, my much older brother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, youcurredpodcast.com/merch. If you want the QR code, I got you right here, my brother. You scan that right there where your comment is. 1 second. That's my fault, guys. This is live action production. You go right there, scan that QR code. It takes you right to our website. All our audio's on there. You can listen to it while you're at work. You have the website open and put your headphones on. Nobody will even think you listen to some other shit. Everybody will just think you're, I'm saying, on Excel spreadsheet, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing. So scan that QR code right there, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. We got 100 people in the building. Still crazy that people tune in to talk, listen to us just talk shit, but that shit is wild.
Hey, Greg, Chalupa Batman. He does the halftime show, man. You go to his page. You can find him on Twitter, Chalupa Batman CB. That's our guy. He has the halftime show, man, and he'll post it, close to halftime.
Yeah, and we'll repost it. We'll repost it to our You Heard. Let y'all know when he's doing it, man. He does a halftime show, has amazing guests on there from all content creators, you know what I'm saying, across Canes Nation. You know what I'm saying? Just gives you the real honest reaction. And the one he just did for Sunday or Saturday's game, the first 2 minutes, he was just like, y'all gonna have to give me a second because I'm hot. And it's just honest and real, man. Y'all go support. He also on that channel, man. Please support my guy, man. He has great interviews with high school recruits from 25, 26, 27. Yes. Goes over their tape with him and really busts his ass doing that, man. He tries to bring y'all amazing content, man. Get those views up for my brother, man. He absolutely works his ass off, man. Such a good dude, man. Such a good dude. Proud to call him a friend for real. Thomas Tom says, question, guys. What's the deal with our new stadium? Is that a possibility? Oh, that's dead. That's dead, fam.
Yeah, I think that's dead, Thomas.
That's dead. That's dead, Thomas.
Yo. When I hit that, that mega, that Powerball, we're gonna bring it back up again.
Not in Coral Gables.
Hey man,
ain't enough fun.
Don't listen. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it.
Fuck with me. I got it. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Coral Gables is different. Noble Smiley checking in from Okinawa, Japan. Shout out to Noble, man. Appreciate you, man. Make sure to hit that comment. Oh, that's fucking fire. We international, Joe. We're international.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Oh, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got to show him the shirt, Joe. My bad. I got to become a model real quick. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Do it.
Right there.
Go to the website, man. Go to the website. You'll see all the gear. We have a lot of gear on there, man. And, Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, man, we try to bring you some, you know what I'm saying, some original stuff. We got some more stuff in the works. You know what I'm saying? We take our time creating our shirts, man, and we go back and forth in the group chat. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we work on it as a team, man. Everything we bring you is 100% authentic us, man. We try to do something different for y'all. All right, let's see. Rock is free says, I think JoJo should get more reps, not because of wide receiver playing good, but because they're doing great. I've seen JoJo blocking great when he's out there. Yeah, JoJo's gonna get his snaps, man. They're gonna find time. Like one thing I'll give Dawson, like that I yelled about last year, rotation. rotation. Yeah. And they're doing that shit this year, man. All right. We'll talk about the UNLV thing at the end. Ant says, Ben and Joy, since we already have our 2 quarterbacks in the next 2 classes already, who do you think gets committed for 27? No idea. Haven't even started looking at 27.
We ain't even looking at 27 yet, Ant.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Ant, you got a battle. There's another Ant, another Anthony M in the building. Ant, you got a competition. This Miami team is built to go all the way to the championship game. We just need the running game to take off in the first half, right? Like
I think the running game will be fine, man. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, facts. All right, what we got? What else we got here? All right, man. Joey, so I know you did a little bit of this breakdown with Cafecito and Canes about the players to look out for with Virginia Tech. Try to get this back on, you know what I'm saying, back going. Talk to us, and after you're done, I'll talk to us about the players we need to look out for on that roster. You know what I'm saying? I know they're having a lot of injuries, but what are your thoughts on the players? And I'll tell y'all their stats so far throughout their first 4 games when Joey's done.
Of course, we're gonna start at the quarterback. Kyron Drones, man, even though he's a little gimpy, he's still a dangerous QB, man. He can run. Obviously, he can run. He's similar to the USF quarterback, not as big. The USF quarterback's legs were like tree trunks, yo. He's not as big, but he can run and he can throw it when he gets some time. He can throw it. He struggled with accuracy issues as well, but I think he has more targets, more weapons than the USF
Byron Brown. Yeah, Byron Brown.
Yeah. Ali Jennings, I'm sorry, the wide receiver. He's a grad student for them. And what I don't know is who's injured, who's playing, who's not playing. You know,
yeah, that hasn't come out. We just know it's there's quite a bit of players on Virginia Tech that's injured with the short week. They did have a very physical game with Rutgers. You know, Greg Schiano don't fuck around. So they have he does not fuck around. Yo. Does not. Oh, and if y'all watching, you know what I'm saying, we do curse on this show. We had a complaint about the language. We do curse as explicit content at all times because we just speak from the heart, and I do tend to be the one that curses a little more than the rest of us, but just, you know what I'm saying, be mindful of that. Thank you. All right, what you got?
Man, potty mouth, man.
Awesome, fam. Whoa.
You know
all right.
Potty
mouth. All right,
if Mama Duke come in here,
oh no, I would not be cursing. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I would not be cursing like that. 100% sit up straight. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, Kyron Drones and then Byshell Tootin.
Yes.
Tootin. Okay. You know, the running back, man. He's a little bold. He's one of them backs that are hard to tackle, man. Like the short, stout. I think he's like 5. They got him listed as 5'11". They wilding now. He's definitely not 5'11". You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say like 5'8", 5'9".
On a good day.
And he gotta be about 220. And just, you know what I mean? And those, you can ask any defender, man. Those dudes are hard to tackle, man. So, you know, we got to continue to get multiple hats to the ball and gang tackle.
Wear him down, yo. Wear him
down. The other running back too.
Yeah,
wear him down. The other running back too, Malachi Thomas, man. He's good as well. You know, so they have a good stable of running backs, man. I'm trying to remember the dude's name, the wide receiver. He's about 6'5". What's his name? Daquan Felton. Daquan Felton. 6'5", 200, 215, about 215, 220. So he's there. Isaiah Horton, basically. You know, so he's a weapon. Definitely look out for. And on defense, you already know the guys on the defensive line. I'm terrible.
Basha Tootin is 5'8", 210.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
that's crazy work.
So USF's QB is 6'2.5", Russell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Russell Wilson has to do with F1, but yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're missing a D tackle, right? They're down a D tackle, is what I'm hearing.
But not. I think the main dude, the main D tackle. So they got the transfer from Duke, Aeneas Peoples.
Yes,
on the D line. I don't know if he's the one who's injured, but he's solid. And then you got Josh Fuga, 6'2", 320, 315, 320.
It's a big boy.
Big boy, man. Yeah, big boy. I don't know how they're doing, but it's similar. I think the D line is kind of similar to Florida State's D line, where the first four are beast, and then you have a huge drop off. So I don't know again how the injury status is, but they're gonna be tough. I said it before. This is gonna be the best D line we face unless we play Clemson. So
which would be the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
Okada Kane, I don't think I could read your comment because that one, the town that you're referring to might get us flagged, and I like to keep this.
Omit it. Can you omit it? Where's that?
I could read it. The name of the game. The name of this game will. I'm gonna read it, y'all, in the comments in the live chat. Y'all can see it. The name of the game will be Blanktown. Fletcher and Martinez 100+ yards. Lowell will get his in the fourth. All right, facts. I'm with you on that. Anthony Manzano says, Joey and Ben, I have a friend of mine who's watching you guys as a Hurricane fan during his breaks off sniper training and demolition training from Marine Corps. Hey, man, salute to man, yo. Hey, man, thank you for your service, man. I know it's as a former service member, it's always kind of here to say, man, but you be safe, man, and keep shooting, dog. That's dope. That's dope, man. Cyber training is no joke, dog. Sniper training is no joke. Let's see here. What else we got? You guys think we see more Jordan Lyles this game? He seems to be coming on. They rotate him, man. They go hot hand. They rotate him. I think Martinez is going to have a break. I think Martinez is in that same kind of position as a Sam Brown, where people are like, is he really? Then he's going to go for like a buck there. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. He ran for 1,200 yards last year.
There's four backs in heavy rotation. Martinez, Fletcher, AJ Allen, and Jordan Lyles. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Nobody getting burnt out. Look, this is exactly what we wanted last year. Not to have Fletcher run everything. Like you can see the development in AJ because now he picking up blitzes. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything, making guys miss in a phone booth. It's crazy. All right, real quick before we get to the rest of the comments. So these are the VT stats for the season, the ones that I wrote down. I'll write them all down. Y'all can look them up on NCAA.com. Total defense, they're 66th in the country. They gave up 341 yards per game. Total offense, they're 80th. They gained 380 yards a game. Scoring defense, 67th in the country. They give up 22 points per game, and they score. They're 29th. They score 29 points a game. They're 75th in the country. The rush defense, this was actually surprising for Virginia Tech. They're 103rd in the country. Yeah, gave up 181 yards a game, but they run the ball. They're very similar in stats with these things, right? It's crazy. They're 47th in the country. They're getting 189 yards per game. I thought that'd be higher the way they kind of make it a point to run the ball. I thought they'd be in the 200s. Their pass defense, they're 28th, because you were right. You said this on the chat on the live show yesterday with Cafecito and Canes, are around 30. They're 28. They gave up 160 yards per game. Haven't really played a passing offense like that because Rutgers is a run-first team with Monangai, as we saw in the bowl game. And their passing offense, they're 98th in the country at 191 yards per game. They've given up 10 sacks, almost 2.5 sacks per game in their 4 games. Their third down conversion, they converted a 41% clip for 63rd in the country. And their defense, they give it up at 33% for 96 in the country. So that is the stats that I wrote down. Yeah, that was honestly the most surprising thing to me was how much yardage they give up, and for a team that is driven based on their running game, where they're ranked. You know, what I mean, they're still top 50, but where that's kind of their bread and butter. I thought they'd be higher up. Where like, yo, that's really gonna be a concern. You know, and
Right.
they've played who Rutgers and lost to Vanderbilt, right? And they lost to both their teams that were power four contenders. Not contenders because they're not good in their conference, but you know what I'm saying, power four opponents. That was actually that was surprising to me. That the running game for real. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
shall see,
All right.
man. We shall see. Hopefully the weather is good. Hopefully, and even if it's not, even if it's raining, muddy track, we'll be able to run the ball and we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll wear them down. Let's get into this Canesware ad, and we'll come back with our score predictions.
Welcome to Canesware.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Canesware has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at canesware.com. Canesware, the spot Miami fans shop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Canesware, man. That's the family. Always one of the first stops when we get down into the city for a game or spring practice or, I'm saying, Canes Fest that we didn't have this year because of bad weather. So, Joey, as I scroll through our group chat trying to look for the predictions of our guys, what is your prediction for the how does the game go and your final score prediction?
I think it depends on the weather, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If it's crazy out, raining, crazy, muddy track, I think, we run the ball. I think we're very careful with what we do. But let's assume everything is all good and it's not crazy out. Because even if it rains, we'll still throw the ball around as long as it's not windy and just crazy. I'm going to say 48-17, Miami.
Okay. All right. Before I go to mine and read the chat, says Cali King. Shout out to Cali King, man. You think Mario called Greg for some suggestions? Totally different outfits. Some suggestions on how to beat Virginia Tech. I think he watched the tape. I don't think he needs to call him Cali. You know what I mean? Like, I think he watched the tape and sees where their weaknesses are and watched it with the staff and watched all the tape. Probably watched the all 22 and got different cut ups and all this different shit. The staff, Mario isn't looking at this shit like, oh, I can't wait to Louisville. He has a team focused week to week.
Want to know each week, man. Want to know
each week, man. And not just him, yo. He's in lockstep with Cam. Cam, they're both like y'all saw it. Like, we talked about it already. Y'all saw the press conference. Cam was like, I'm not even talking to my family about this shit. Like, I'm so locked in. All right, so our guy Polk has, you had 48-17. Polk has 45-20. Obviously Miami. CB has 48-17. I'm gonna go.
We got the same score.
Yeah, UCB got the same score. I'm gonna go 51-20. I think they put another 50 up. Yeah, I think they put a 50 up. And I saw. I think it will be close. And they're like, oh shit, Miami has more depth. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like one of those where like they pull away. Like it won't be 51-20 going into the fourth. It'll be like 37, you know what I'm saying? 37-20, like, they think they're still, and then they put in 2 scores in that fourth quarter to like seal it. Where like the game was kind of in, and then Miami just pulls away because two busted plays, like a Jordan Lau 90, you know what I'm saying? Like plays like that when they're like, oh, we kind of haven't figured out, and then they go, no, you don't. Here's Elijah Lofton. No, you don't. Here's, you know what I'm saying? This guy. When you think you've seen it all, Miami has that extra piece and that extra play and that extra player in these situations. So that's my prediction with that, man. I might be off by a couple, but that's what as of right now, that's what I'm feeling, like 51-20. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if they do the field like they do in baseball. I wonder if they cover it with tarp, and you know what I mean, because it is a grass field, you know. So I wonder if they do that. because they know what's coming. You know.
Yeah. I would eventually like to talk to like a groundskeeper about that shit. Like figure out like the different fields have like drainage systems and you know what I'm saying, especially like in bad weather times and shit like that. That actually is a really good question. I wonder if they cover it up because they will be getting rained on likely most of overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody in South Florida in the comments.
Right? Is it happening tonight? Coming through tonight, right?
It's coming in, or like where it's supposed to get a little bit worse. It's supposed to be like tomorrow, most of tomorrow, and like be gone by Friday. You know what I mean? But like through the state, because it's just like over. Again, here's your weather report from You Heard. It's over like 700 miles wide from like to some point, so it's gonna cover quite a bit. Like it's not a direct hit, but like we gonna get a lot of shit. Miami. Miami is healthier and possibly getting 2 starters back. And Jalen Rivers possibly, right? Mario said it on Monday. We don't break news on this shit. There's a good chance that Jalen Rivers comes back this week, and we have this small up and coming defensive end. He played last year. He got a couple of awards. What's his name?
Up and coming.
Just do you know who do you think I could be talking about? What's his name, man? Joe, you got any idea?
Nope. Up and coming.
It rhymes with hurricane.
Up and coming.
You know, who could it be?
Yeah.
In one series, but we still basically lead the fucking country in sacks. Who could it be, man?
We'll just leave. You know, we'll just see if he comes out. He wears number 4.
Yeah. He throws 30-year-old lineman from Clemson to the side. Who is it, bro? I don't know. It's this. I'm drawing a blank, dog. I'm drawing a blank. All right, man. We got nothing else. Joy, you got anything else? This one, my bad. You got.
Go to the website, man. Website. Cop some gear. Get ready.
One more time
Rock
for y'all,
to the
man.
game. You know, when you see us, holler at us, man. We'll be out tailgating.
We'll be outside.
Yeah,
we'll be outside. When you see us, man, yell out, "You heard." You know what I'm saying? Throw them views up, man. Appreciate y'all so much, man. We are up out of here, man. And this is how we end it.